Today, the UK is the global leader in offshore wind, with more installed capacity than any other country. By 2030, the government wants every home to be powered by offshore wind. And to do that, we need to look further out to sea to unlock the full potential of deeper waters and stronger winds.
The UK has got some of the best conditions that you could have for offshore wind. It's got a really long coastline, it's about 12,000 kilometres, and a lot of wind. We believe that floating offshore wind is key to the energy transition in the UK to really reach those net zero targets. That's where the real opportunities lie. And here, Equinor has been a pioneer for the last decade.
The benefits of floating offshore wind compared to fixed bottom means that we can go much further off the coast, so we can go into those deeper waters, and the conditions mean that we've got much more consistent and greater amounts of wind.
With floating offshore wind set to play a significant role in the UK's energy transition, how do these towering turbines actually float and not capsize hundreds of miles out in rough seas?
Floating offshore wind is a development built on oil and gas. One of the main issues you have with floating offshore wind is that you have additional pressures from obviously wind, wave and currents as well, which you don't get with bottom fixed. So what we've done is actually we've applied a unique technology to ensure that the stability of those turbines stay the whole time. And this is a patented technology that Equinor has developed. Hub in Scotland has been a fantastic success in actually proving the concept of floating offshore wind. We're moving on to another project and it's even bigger, and that's called Hywind Tampen. When we build it, it will be the world's largest floating wind farm. It's 88 megawatts, it's 11 turbines, and it's in water depths of up to 300 meters. But for us, it's not a question of if, but when we get to the right kind of scale to reduce the costs of floating offshore wind.
This groundbreaking technology has the potential to usher in a revolution in renewable energy. But what steps need to be taken for the UK to become the global leader in floating offshore wind?
There are huge opportunities around floating offshore wind. In this technology alone, we'll be looking at around 17,000 jobs by 2050. That's £33 billion worth of economic activity. It's so exciting, the UK has just announced a 1 gigawatt target for floating offshore wind, and that's a minimum amount of what industry thinks it can deliver.
We're really excited by the UK government's target of 1 gigawatt, but we come from an industry, and particularly from Equinor, where we're used to smashing records already. We could drive this forward to get to 2 gigawatts of floating offshore wind by 2030.
As we move closer to our net zero targets, the promise of harnessing so much of the open seas for renewable energy generation remains an enticing proposition, and one the UK can take a lead on. Floating wind technology will be vital for keeping a green energy future afloat.